Hi everyone, I am Ricky. Let's start today new topic, Unit 1, our Metabolism, MYP 5, Part 1. So, let's begin with some topic, biomolecules. Biomolecules include macromolecules and micromolecules. Then we learned about carbohydrate, its composition, type, and role in the body. Then lipids, composition, type, and role in the body. And finally, protein. So let's begin. We know everything in our body, from your hair to your brain, is made up of biomolecules. So basically, what is biomolecules first? So these are the chemical compound found in living organisms that are responsible for growth, repair, energy, and all life process. Right? So biomolecules basically all kind of chemical compound found in a living body which help us to grow, repair, energy, and all the life processes. Right? So it's a very important topic for us. So basically, they are the ingredient our body needs to function properly. So biomolecules are essential chemical compound in any living organism. That molecule is biomolecule. As you see the name bio, it means life, and molecule which found in living organism, that is called biomolecule. Now biomolecule, it's divided into two category one is micromolecule and category two is macromolecule. So micromolecule basically a molecule which is smaller in molecular weight, right? Such as water, mineral, macromolecule. Macro, it means big, for bigger molecule. So macromolecule, it's a bigger molecule which is very a high molecular weight, larger in size, insoluble in the blood, that is carbohydrate, lipids, and protein. We will discuss about in-depth related micro and macromolecule. Function. What is the function of these biomolecules, either micro and macro? It helps us to grow, survive, provide energy, structure, and regulation. Let's come the chart. Biomolecule is divided into organic and inorganic. Organic part again divided into two components, macro for bigger one and micro for smaller one. So macro consists polysaccharide which is bigger in size. So yeah, we often hear these two terms in health and diet. But what in the is the difference in macro and micro? So macro are nutrient which we need in large amount like carbs, proteins, right, and fats. They give us energy. Whereas micro are the nutrients we need in small amounts such as vitamins and minerals, and they help with body function and keeping us healthy. So it's we have on macronutrients and micronutrients, but these nutrients is categorized into further polysaccharide, polypeptide, polynucleotide. So polynucleotide like carbs, proteins, DNA, RNA, nucleic acids, simple sugar. So basically, it is the monomer unit. So monomer unit is a simple smaller unit which combines and makes large group of molecules, a chain molecule, that is polysaccharide, or we can say polymer. So monomer makes polymer when many multiple unit of monomer combine and then they form a polymer. So these are the polymer, whereas these are the monomer. So for protein, the smallest monomer of the protein, amino acid. For nucleic acid, it's nucleotide, the monomer. Come on, the micromolecule, which is small in size, smaller in molecular weight, categorized into the lipids. Sometimes lipids considered as a macromolecule. So, micromolecule is secondary metabolites such as alkaloids, phenolics, terpenoids, essential oils, toxin, lectins. These are the secondary metabolite, whereas the lipids further divided into fatty acids and glycerol. Fatty acids are two types, saturated and unsaturated. Come on, the inorganic biomolecule, prime elements, macro elements, and traces elements. So basically, in this slide, we will learn about like a macromolecule is a large molecule made by linking smaller unit called monomer. For example, protein is a macromolecule made from smaller unit called amino acid, whereas a micromolecule is a small molecule like water, mineral, or oxygen, tiny but essential, right? Let's see the chart. So macro and micro. Micronutrient needed, difference between micronutrient and macronutrient needed in small amount, whereas macro is needed in large amount. Micronutrient examples and types are vitamins, minerals, whereas macro one is carbs, protein, lipids, fats. Come on, the micronutrient daily requirement by our bodies milligram and microgram, where macro we need in grams. Micronutrient do not provide energy, but macro is the source of energy, provide energy. Like carb 4 kilocalorie, protein we need 4 kilocalorie, fats 9 kilocalorie per gram. Enzymes, function of the micro, it's help to formation of enzyme, bone health, immune function, whereas macronutrient provide energy, growth and repairing of the body, cell, maintain cell structure. Common example, iron, calcium, iodine, zinc, vitamin A, D, C, Kb complexes, whereas macronutrient are glucose, which we need a lot, starch, amino acid, and fatty acids. Deficiency. What happens if some micro and macronutrient deficit in our body? So it leads to disease such as anemia, lack of iron, rickets, vitamin D deficiency, goiter deficiency of iodine, whereas macronutrient cause fatigue, low for low carbs, muscle loss, low protein, energy loss, low fat. Source. What are the major source of these micro and macronutrient? Basically, fruit, vegetables, dairy, nuts, grain, whereas macro grain, meat, which we consume a lot. Come on, the macromolecule first. So, micromolecule is defined as small molecule need for metabolism. So, it's a basically small molecule like water, minerals. So, it's example water, mineral, and vitamins. So these are the micro one function. It help in enzyme prep, enzyme formation, structural growth of the cell, maintain osmotic balance such as water. Look, now it's a category, an example of macromolecule. Macromolecule examples such as lipids. But in this chart, we add in the lipids in the category of micro, but it's actually fall under the category of macro, but some property of lipids lie under the category of the micromolecule. But you write the lipid is a part of macromolecule. So lipids, macromolecule, nucleic acid, carbohydrate, and protein are example of macro one. Come on, the macromolecule. Macromolecule defined as large molecule made up of repeating units, and these repeating units called monomer. Basically, monomer is a simple smaller unit which repeat itself and form a long chain, that long chain called polymer. Right. Types carbohydrate, lipids, and protein. These are the example of macromolecule. Role. What are their role? Stores energy, provide energy, help in structure, maintenance, enzyme, and signaling. Look, the chain of like monomer unit, and these are the polymer. So from monomer, when monomer joins and connects, it's from polymer, and these polymer molecules comes under the category of macromolecule, macrobiomolecule. So the monomer of protein, it's amino acid. Monomer for lipids, it's fatty acids. For carbs, it's made up of monosaccharides, right? And sugar divided into glycerol, monosaccharide. When monosaccharide connects, it make carbs. When glycerol is connect, it make lipid molecule. Nucleobases, nucleotide basically when nucleotide combine form a longest chain and they form DNA and RNA. So these are the monomer, whereas these are the polymer of a macromolecule. So, what is the main food source of each nutrient, each micro and macronutrient? So, for carbs, we gain carbs from rice, wheat, cereal crops, basically oats, potatoes, sweet potato, fruits, banana, apple, sugar, honey, bread, etc. For lipids and plus fats, butter oil, all the oily thingy is made up of, it gives lipids, fatty, fish, avocados, dairy fat, protein. We gain protein from egg, meat, chicken, fish, milk, cheese, yogurt, and pulses such as bean, lentils, chickpeas, tofu, soya product. Let's study in depth about carbs. Carbs is a kind of macromolecule, macrobiomolecule. So, if we look carbohydrate, it's made up of simple sugar like glucose. So, glucose is the monomer unit of these polymer called carbs, and carbs is a kind of macromolecule. Come on, its composition. So basically, carbohydrate is made up of carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen atom. Three atom combined, they form carbohydrate groups. For example, for glucose, C6H12O6. This is the monomer unit when it connects, form a big chain. That chain called carbohydrate. The connection called glycosidic linkage in polysaccharide. So this bond between two monosaccharide glycosidic linkage, right? Its type. So carbohydrate divided into three major part. Monosaccharide, mono it means one, and saccharide means sugar. Yeah, only one sugar molecule such as glucose, fructose, quick energy sources. Di means two. It means composition of two sugars, that's sucrose and lactose. Polysaccharide, it means multiple sugar molecule combined. Then it's from starch, glycogen, glycogen present in animal. It's a kind of a polymer, and cellulose found in only plants. So carbohydrate divided into simple and complex. Simple is divided into mono and disaccharide. Example for monosaccharide is glucose, disaccharide it's lactose. For complex carb, complex which is like big chain, oligosaccharides, maltose, and polysaccharide like fibers. What is the major role of these carbs in our body? So its main energy source, provide 4 kilocalorie per gram, store glycogen. So these carbs stored in glycogen in the form of glycogen in the liver and muscle. Whereas structural, they help in the structural formation like cellulose in the plant, which make cell wall in plant. Now, they carb also make some molecules such as glycoproteins, lipids for signaling, help in the signaling. Come on the other topic, lipids. So, come on the lipids. Lipids composition, lipids also made up of carbon, hydrogen and oxygen. More number of hydrogen is present, less number of oxygen is present. Component is glycerol, so it's monosaccharide unit. Monosaccharide, right? It's it's a monomer, not monosaccharide, it's monomer. It's made up of glycerol plus fatty acid makes lipids. Types of the lipids saturated, no double bond, and unsaturated with double plus triple bond between two carbon atom and only contains saturated only contain single bond. So when carbon bonded other carbon by the single bond called saturated fatty acids and unsaturated with carbon carbon double either carbon carbon triple bond, it makes unsaturated fatty acids. So basically, lipids or fats are made up of carbon and hydrogen, oxygen, like just like carbon, but in different properties with different bonding pattern. Source of the lipids are saturated fats present in butter. So make a chart of it. Saturated fats like butter, meat fat, are the saturated one. Saturated means presence of single bond between carbon and carbon, whereas unsaturated it's fat present in oil and nuts. Presence of double and triple bond between two carbon atom. Right. Next category of the lipid is phospholipids. Phospholipids. Basically, phospholipids make cell membrane, plasma membrane, or we can say cell membrane. Types of the lipids is triglyceride, energy storage, phospholipids, and steroids such as cholesterol, hormone. So lipids categorized into phospholipids, triglyceride, look three tail, phospholipids have two tail. The head is hydrophilic. Hydrophilic, it means water loving portion, region. Whereas the tail thing, which is a lipid molecule, and this is hydrophobic. It means water repellent and water hating molecule. This is a cholesterol. Look how in the cell membrane these phospholipids are arranged like this. Head, tail, head, tail, head, tail. The cholesterol molecule also there inside. So it's a basically cell membrane. Now role in the body. So lipids are the source of long-term energy. It's provide insulation and organ protection and cell membrane structure. It's also allow and form cell membrane. Precursor hormone, vitamin D act as a precursor. It generate hormone, makes hormone, vitamin D prep and bile. Precursor is a substance from which another is formed, especially by metabolic reaction. Come on the protein. Now in the for protein, we learn composition, types, rows. So basically protein are made up of carbon, hydrogen, oxygen and additionally nitrogen and sometimes sulfur is also there. Okay. So protein is made up of carbon hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen, and sometimes sulfur is also present. Come on, monomer. So it's monomer is amino acid. Total number of amino acid in human body is 20. Types of protein: fibrous and globular. Fibrous are collagen. Fibrous makes collagen of the body. Keratin, which are kind of a protein found in the hair, nails. Collagen is found like soft tissues. Globular, sometimes protein in the structure of the globule. So it's a globular, such as enzyme, antibodies, and insulin. What are the role of these protein? Basically, protein play a vital role in our body, which help in growth, repair, immunity, and much more. So protein makes catalysis. What is a catalysis? It's basically enzyme which increase rate of reaction. So enzymes are the chemical group which increase the rate of reaction, and protein help in structure like cell membrane, help in transport for transport or channel protein, for defense, form antibody, for signaling. So let's understand what is plant-based food and animal-based food basically. Protein quality in plant is incomplete mostly, but generally completed in the animal-based food such as meat. Fiber content is high in plant but very low in animal food product. Vitamin B12 is absent in plant but present in animal. Saturated fats is low in plant-based but higher in animals. Ethical sustain, it's more sustainable whereas it's less sustainable because we're killing some living organism to get meat. So this is a for end for today. So let's conclude. So that's the world of biomolecules, the silent heroes of our body, metabolism. In the next part, we will explore how these nutrients are broken down and used inside your body for energy. Okay, take care. See you. Bye.